Owatonna High School boys lacrosse coach Scott Seykora. The Huskies had road games this week at Mankato and at Rochester Century, actually at RCTC yesterday. And I know you got a convincing win against Mankato. I think it was 12-2, and we'll get some notes on that. But last night you had a dogfight against Rochester Century. Came out with, I think it was a 5-4 win. Quite a victory last night.
Yeah, that was a tough defensive game on both sides of it, and luckily we came out with the win at the end.
Now, you got behind in the game, is that right?
Well, we were down 2-1 at one point,
okay.
But then we tied it for halftime. It was tied 2-2 at half, and then we took the lead after halftime and kept the lead the rest of the game.
So a tight defensive game like that, I imagine you expected that. Century seems to be having a pretty good season.
Yeah, they are having a good season. They do have a few losses, but there's some tight losses. They lost to Northfield by 1 goal earlier in the season too, and they got some good athletes on the defensive side, and we knew it'd be tough to score goals and to get in tight, and we had to try to take some longer shots to try to score. A couple of them went in, but it was a good defensive game.
So the offensive side, how did you end up getting the goals you did?
Well, we scored 2 of them on their penalties, so our man up was definitely a big help last night. Tyler Johnson started our scoring in the second quarter with about a 25-yard laser shot, so that was kind of a fun one. He can shoot the ball pretty hard. And then our last goal, our 5th goal, which ended up being the game winner, Mitch Weiss took the ball down the field and dodged through about 4 of their guys and took a nice right-handed shot for the 5th goal.
Defensively, what were the keys to keeping Century from scoring?
We're just aggressive. Caden Muller had a great game again. And, all of our defensive guys, just the communication part, you could hear them yelling the whole time. And everybody was knowing what they were doing on the field. Our slides were coming. If a guy were to get beat, our first guy to come to help with backup was there, and then the second guy to cover his guy. So, it was just a great communication on the defensive side.
To play at RCTC, artificial surface over there at the Regional Sports Stadium, was that a fun thing? A good place to play?
Yeah, we end up usually playing Rochester at that field. It seems like the weather is always kind of rainy and wet when we play them, and so they always move it from their high school field to the turf. And turf is nice. You get some true bounces. The game's a little faster. The ball moves a little quicker. And it works with our speed on our offense as well.
Earlier this week, you went to Mankato. I think it was a 12-2 game. What stands out about that victory?
We just locked down on defense. We didn't allow a goal until I think there was about 3.5 minutes left in the game. I think we're up 12-0 at that point. We moved the ball very well. We were aggressive with our ground balls, and we put the ball in there a lot.
Now, next Thursday, you'll be hosting Rochester John Marshall. Of course, a chance to win no less than a share of the Big 9 title is riding on the game. But JM certainly gave you guys fits when you played at Rochester. So a comment or two or a preview for next Thursday's game, Scott?
Defensively, we just need to play a little better against JM this time around. We ended up scoring 3 goals in the last 4 minutes to tie and win in overtime the first time we played them. They're a good team, and I know they sit on the bottom part of the Big 9, but they're not to be underestimated. They've kept some games close, and they got some good athletes on their team as well, and we need to come out to play if we're going to win.
All right. Last night, a 5-4 win over Rochester Century. Owatonna boys lacrosse coach Scott Seykora. Good luck in that game next week, Scott. Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
This is the Coach's Show on KRFO.